And after having just worked with Keanu again, like in Resurrections, I would feel him kind of like his energy, my time with him, his words, how I know him, what I've seen about him, what were with me through the process, because it was...
It's the great Keanu Reeves, isn't he? He's a mystical being, Keanu. He is definitely an internal creature and has an internal energy.
And launched your career, right?
It most definitely did.
It was meant for me, and you took the role.
That I took your role, and I don't feel bad about it at all.
It's true.
I think about how sweet Keanu Reeves was and how it was hard. It was really, it was hard for me to like really be serious. Like he would look at me and I'd be like,
How's Keanu Reeves doing?
he's awesome. Keanu's Keanu, you know.
He is the best, right? He's the cool.
Keanu Reeves isn't just a Hollywood star, he's a phenomenon. From A-list actresses to iconic talk show hosts, he's won over some of the most influential women in entertainment, not just with his looks, but with his rare mix of humility and kindness. What's truly fascinating? These aren't fan crushes. They're heartfelt stories from accomplished peers who've worked with him, known him, and can't stop singing his praises. Let's explore how Keanu's charm has left Hollywood completely captivated.
But Sandra Bullock, I asked her, because everybody had a crush on you, if she had a crush on you then, and this is what she said.
I think about how sweet Keanu Reeves was and how handsome he was. It was hard. It was really, it was hard for me to like really be serious. Like he would look at me and I'd be like.
Let's start with Sandra Bullock, whose chemistry with Keanu has been captivating audiences since their Speed days. During an appearance on Ellen, Bullock couldn't help but reminisce about working with Keanu. I think about how sweet Keanu Reeves was and how handsome he was, she admitted, adding with charming candor, "It was really hard for me to be serious. He would look at me and I'd be like," at which point she demonstrated being clearly flustered. What's particularly fascinating is that despite their obvious chemistry and decades of friendship, they never dated. In another interview, when asked directly about dating Keanu, Sandra responded with surprising honesty. "Never dated him. There was something about me that I guess he didn't," leaving the thought hanging in a way that had audiences wondering about what could have been.
John Wick spinoff.
Oh, with Keanu, yeah. How's Keanu Reeves doing?
He's awesome. Keanu's Keanu, you know.
He is the best.
But Sandra isn't alone in her admiration. Ana de Armas, who worked with Keanu on Knock Knock and later reunited with him for Ballerina, couldn't contain her excitement when speaking about him on Jimmy Fallon's show. "He's awesome. Keanu's Keanu, you know?" She gushed. She went on to describe how watching him perform his own stunts left her in awe and eliminated any excuse she might have had to complain about the physical demands of their work.
At the middle of the crazy intersection at Sunset, and I parked underneath the tree, so you know birds just have their field day all over your car. And I never washed it, and it was filthy. And I had an audition, and my car broke down, and no one would help me because my car was so dirty. Until Keanu Reeves. He did.
Perhaps one of the most endearing stories comes from Academy Award winner Octavia Spencer, who shared a remarkable encounter from her early days in Hollywood. "My car broke down and I had an audition," she recounted. "No one would help me because my car was so dirty, until Keanu Reeves did." This simple act of kindness, long before Spencer became a household name, perfectly encapsulates why so many find Keanu irresistible. The admiration for Keanu crosses generations. Drew Barrymore, who first met him when she was just a teenager, shared a touching memory of him taking her on a motorcycle ride for her birthday. During an interview, she reflected on how Keanu exemplified the qualities she aspired to embody. "I definitely feel like I would look around and see the behaviors of the people that I wanted to be like one day. And they were always the kind, humble, gracious, hardworking, lovely examples." Even talk show hosts aren't immune to the Keanu effect. Kelly Ripa hilariously confessed to having a life-sized cardboard cutout of Keanu in her dressing room during her All My Children days. "I used to make out with your cardboard cutout," she admitted to an amused Keanu, explaining how she'd acquired it from Blockbuster through a friend who worked there. Carrie-Anne Moss, his longtime Matrix co-star, shares perhaps the deepest professional bond with Keanu. Their relationship, spanning decades, has evolved into a beautiful friendship built on mutual respect and admiration. "He's such a good person. He's so thoughtful," Moss has said. "He really supported me through that process, and we were definitely partners in the evolution of that journey."
So what is it like working with Keanu the great Keanu Reeves.
He certainly is the great Keanu Reeves, isn't he? He's a mystical being, Keanu. He is definitely an internal creature and has an internal energy and is also weirdly very present. So I ended up stopping trying to analyze him or work him out and just pouring all my woes into his container of intelligence, and he was like my therapist. And at one point I remember telling him,
Alice Eve, who played Keanu's wife in a film, took a different approach to expressing her admiration. Rather than trying to analyze him, she said she ended up pouring all my woes into his container of intelligence, describing him as being like her therapist. This unique perspective highlights another aspect of Keanu's appeal, his ability to listen and provide comfort to those around him.
I knew that the movie would only work with someone I have really strong chemistry with, and I've always felt like we did.
We do.
What do you love about working with her?
We're good friends, sense of humor, intelligence, mind, view of the world, beautiful heart, beautiful spirit, and a damn fine act.
The list of admirers continues with Winona Ryder, who has never hidden her fondness for Keanu. When asked what makes him the best, she responded simply, "Pretty much everything. He's one of my favorite people. I had a pretty healthy crush on him." What makes Keanu Reeves truly remarkable in Hollywood is how he affects even seasoned journalists who are trained to maintain professional distance. The Geek Bomb interview perfectly illustrates this. Despite being there to conduct a professional interview, the journalist found herself openly praising his character, only to have Keanu demonstrate exactly why she was right through his humble response. This pattern reveals something deeper about Keanu's appeal. While Hollywood typically focuses on physical attractiveness and star power, the attraction to Keanu operates on a different level. Yes, people acknowledge his good looks, but what really draws them in is his authentic personality. Every interaction seems to highlight three core qualities: his kindness, his humility, and his genuineness. This is particularly striking in an industry known for its superficiality and carefully crafted public personas. Keanu's colleagues and interviewers consistently describe him as real, down-to-earth, and genuinely caring. It's not just that he's nice. Plenty of celebrities are nice for the cameras. Rather, it's that his warmth and humility feel authentic and unforced, making him stand out as a rare, genuine soul in an industry often criticized for its artificiality. During joint interviews with Jonathan and Drew, both stars had no problem admitting how attractive they found Keanu in his training gear. Keanu Reeves in his jiu-jitsu outfit, super hot, like crazy hot, they agreed. Though Drew quickly added, "I made a film with him when I was 11 years old, so I feel like it's just inappropriate to have those feelings about him."
Paula, were the rumors true that you were dating Keanu Reeves after he starred in the Rush video? Can you say yes?
I wish. Yeah. By accident, it was like the funniest thing. I wanted to introduce myself to him. I hadn't met him yet. And I went up to his trailer and the door was slightly open.
Even Paula Abdul, when asked about rumors of dating Keanu after he appeared in her Rush video, responded with a wistful, "I wish," echoing the sentiments of many who've worked with him. Perhaps most tellingly, during a Graham Norton show segment, when an audience member confessed to never having kissed Keanu Reeves, the collective gasp from the audience spoke volumes about his universal appeal. What emerges from all these testimonials is a portrait of a man who's managed to maintain his authenticity in an industry that often strips it away. The thirsting, as it's colloquially known, isn't just about physical attraction. It's about recognizing and being drawn to genuine goodness, something Keanu seems to have in abundance. These women, all successful and accomplished in their own right, share a common experience in their interactions with Keanu. They've all been touched by his unique combination of talent, humility, and kindness. Whether it's Sandra Bullock unable to maintain her composure around him, Ana de Armas in awe of his work ethic, or Octavia Spencer grateful for his random act of kindness, each story adds another layer to understanding why Keanu Reeves continues to be Hollywood's most cherished heartthrob. It's worth noting that their attraction and admiration seem to stem from something deeper than mere celebrity crush territory. They've worked with him, known him, and seen him in both professional and personal situations, and their consistent praise speaks volumes about his character. Remember to like and subscribe for more content about your favorite Hollywood stars and their fascinating relationships. Drop a comment below sharing your favorite Keanu Reeves moment or which of these stories surprised you the most.
What do you think happens when we die, Keanu Reeves?
I know that the ones who love us will miss us.
Keanu Reeves is one of Hollywood's biggest stars, with movies that have made over $3 billion worldwide. From The Matrix to John Wick, he's given us some of the most memorable films of the past few decades. But behind all this success lies a shocking truth. The reasons behind it will leave you stunned.
That message is very important. If the Earth dies, you die. If you die, the Earth survives. I'm a friend of the Earth.
Most stars chase fame and fortune, but Keanu does things differently. He rides the subway like a regular person, takes pay cuts to help other actors, and keeps his charitable work secret. In an industry where most celebrities show off their wealth, Keanu's humble approach has made him unique and maybe made him some enemies.
Keanu! Yeah, he will look over.
In 2011, something odd happened. A woman in a Mercedes SUV backed into Keanu's beloved Norton Commando 750 motorcycle outside a medical facility in Beverly Hills. While police called it an accident, some people wondered if there was more to the story. Was it just bad luck, or was someone sending a message? What makes this interesting is how Keanu handles himself in public. In a viral video with 8.3 million views, fans notice something special about how he interacts with people. They keep their distance not because he pushes them away, but out of respect. Even at airports, he travels like a normal person, no bodyguards, despite being worth hundreds of millions.
Don't look at them. Don't look at them in the eye.
Why? Why?
Because they might do something not good.
But there's more to this story than just Keanu being nice. He's been speaking out against some dark sides of Hollywood. While other stars stay quiet to protect their careers, Keanu has taken stands that have put him at odds with powerful people.
Doing? I'm all right.
What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the motion picture, which, by the way, we saw part of it this afternoon. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
and people who have seen it tell me that it's gripping. It's great excitement.
It is indeed.
And we're talking about a bus now, out of control, got a bomb on it.
Right.
Got to go 50 miles an hour, it explodes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know it sounds kind of silly, doesn't it?
Well,
but it's good.
Take his fight against digital manipulation in movies. Back in the 90s, someone added a fake tear to his face in a scene. Since then, he's refused to let studios use deepfake technology on him. I don't mind if someone takes a blink out during an edit, he says, but changing my performance? That's where I draw the line. This stance hasn't made him popular with studio executives who see digital effects as the future of filmmaking. But Keanu isn't backing down. He's been warning about how technology is changing Hollywood, not just for actors, but for everyone working in movies.
But you do fall off motorbikes a lot.
Yeah, I've had some, you know what, it's a weird thing. I've had some good luck and some bad luck.
Well, you're alive.
That's the good luck.
Money doesn't seem to influence his decisions either. For The Devil's Advocate, he took a massive pay cut so the studio could afford Al Pacino.
The bad luck is I've got a fake tooth, I've got a huge scar here, I've got I guess a plate in my neck about this, but that's not all just the motorcycles. But yeah, I've come off the bike a few times, yeah.
But wasn't there a time you scarred your leg?
Yeah, that was the one where a car pulled out in front of me, and I was kind of trying to decide. This was just after I had the plate in the neck, and I was deciding as I was kind of about to hit the car. Because I started to veer, but then the car saw me and started to move, and then he stopped, and then I was just like, oh man, what am I going to do?
He did it again for The Replacements. giving up 90% of his salary to work with Gene Hackman. While other stars fight for every dollar, Keanu puts the movie first. What's gotten Hollywood's attention is how Keanu talks about the industry's darker side. After the Harvey Weinstein scandal exposed serious problems in Hollywood, Keanu hinted at even more troubling issues. He's particularly concerned about how the industry treats newcomers and crew members. His charitable work tells us a lot about his character. In 2009, he revealed he'd been running a private foundation for years, supporting children's hospitals and cancer research. But here's the key. He doesn't put his name on it. "I just let the foundation do what it does," he says. In Hollywood, where every good deed becomes a publicity stunt, this is radical. One of his biggest clashes with Hollywood came when he refused to star in Speed 2. Fox Studios offered him $11 million, but he said no because he didn't think the script was good enough. They blacklisted him for over a decade, but Keanu stuck to his principles. Instead of doing a bad sequel, he chose The Matrix, a risky sci-fi film that changed movie history. Some people try to discredit him. A fake story spread on Facebook claiming Keanu had made wild accusations about Hollywood elites. But the truth is simpler and maybe more threatening to Hollywood. Keanu just refuses to play by their rules. His approach to fame is equally rebellious. While other stars chase social media followers and headlines, Keanu stays private. He doesn't do the usual celebrity thing of constantly promoting himself. This has frustrated studios who want stars to be marketing machines. The industry's pushback hasn't stopped him.
And we're back.
The Matrix changed my life, and then over these years, it's changed so many other people's lives in really positive and great ways. And so as an artist, you hope for that when you get to do a film or tell a story.
His John Wick franchise proves you can succeed without playing Hollywood's game. These movies, made outside the traditional studio system, have become huge hits. They show that audiences care more about quality than studio politics. What sets Keanu apart is his treatment of film crews. He's known for standing up for workers' rights, even when it means delaying production or increasing costs. While studio executives see this as being difficult, crew members see him as a rare ally in an often unfair industry. In recent years, Keanu has supported independent filmmakers and experimental projects. This is another way he challenges Hollywood's obsession with franchises and familiar formulas. He chooses roles based on what interests him, not what will make the most money. The way Hollywood has treated Keanu reveals a lot about the industry. Despite his massive success and loyal fan base, they've tried to sideline him because he won't conform. It shows how the movie business often values control more than talent or integrity. But Keanu keeps going his own way. His upcoming projects, including Constantine 2 and new independent films, show he's not backing down. He's proving you can succeed in movies without selling out your principles. This isn't just about one actor's career. Keanu's experience shows us the fight between artistic freedom and corporate control in entertainment.
Bring peace and everything, but they haven't. And so what has that done to them?
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a
lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
Right.
And you've got your family now, but you're still trying to write the song because you got to save the world. But then the future comes down and says, well, no, you're not really just have to save the world. You have to save the universe, and you have to write the song in like 80 minutes.
As Hollywood faces pressure to change how it treats people and makes movies, Keanu's way of doing things might be the future, not the past. The attempts to push Keanu out of Hollywood have failed because he never really needed Hollywood's approval. He's built his career on talent, integrity, and genuine connections with audiences. While the industry chases trends and profits, Keanu stays focused on what matters, making good movies and treating people right. His story teaches us something important. Sometimes the best way to succeed is to refuse to play the game. In an industry built on image and control, Keanu's authenticity and independence make him both an outsider and a hero.
Bob, keep talking to the people. They might never hear your voice again. Keep on talking to them for a little while until you're cool, man.
Well, you see, the people have a voice inside of them that talk to them, you know. That is the voice that these people must listen to. Because in everything you're going to do, there's a wrong way and a right way. And if you listen good, you will know the right way.
True.
You know? Because there is a voice inside talking to everyone. See?
Bob Marley was 36 years old when he died in Miami's Cedars of Lebanon Hospital on May 11, 1981. The man who brought reggae to the global stage and sold 75 million records had succumbed to cancer. But the circumstances leading to his death reveal a complex story of dedication, faith, and fateful decisions.
Bob Marley, his reggae music known far beyond its roots in Jamaica, died in a Miami hospital today after a long battle against cancer.
Bob Marley was born on February 6, 1945 in 9 Mile, Jamaica, on a farm owned by his grandfather, Omara Malcolm. His mother, Cedella Malcolm, was just 17 when she met Bob's father, Norval Sinclair Marley, a white Jamaican with English roots who was much older at 64. Norval, a captain in the Royal Marines, managed British-owned land in St. Anne Parish. However, he was mostly absent from Bob's life, leaving Cedella to raise him on her own with little financial support. Despite this, Bob had a strong male influence in his grandfather Omara, a respected businessman and traditional healer. Omara's deep connection to his African heritage and his wisdom left a lasting impact on Bob, shaping his identity and future music. Bob was raised Catholic, but as he grew older, he embraced Rastafari, a religion that focused on natural living, a connection to Africa, and rejecting Western values. This belief also influenced his appearance, as Rastafarians typically grow their hair into long, twisted dreadlocks. Bob adopted this practice as both a reflection of his faith and a symbol of his cultural identity. His iconic dreadlocks became globally recognized, forever linked with his music and the messages of unity and strength it carried, spreading from 9 Mile to the rest of the world.
Yeah, Jamaican people play it. Yeah, it's like musician from Jamaica play that music, you know. And like a musician from, you might find a black musician from America play the funk or blues, you know. And people only play reggae music.
Can it be copied quite successfully outside of Jamaica?
Well, you see, where I feel about the music, it can be copied, you know, but
when Bob Marley collapsed during a morning run in New York's Central Park in September 1980, he appeared to be in peak health. At 5 feet 7 inches and 155 pounds, he followed a strict diet of fruits and vegetables, ran regularly, and played soccer with passion. His lifestyle reflected his Rastafarian beliefs, emphasizing clean living and spiritual awareness.
Brother Bob Marley and the Wailers, ladies and gentlemen.
The collapse happened just one day before Bob Marley was supposed to perform at Madison Square Garden. He had a seizure, his vision became blurry, and he had trouble speaking. Even though this was a serious health scare, Marley still performed the next night, staying true to his dedication to music, even if it harmed his health. Medical tests later revealed a heartbreaking truth. Marley had a brain tumor. Further tests showed the cancer had spread to his lungs. This led to a big question. How did a health-conscious 36-year-old develop such an aggressive form of cancer? The answer lay in a seemingly minor incident from 1977. While playing soccer in Paris during the Exodus tour, Marley injured his right big toe. The initial treatment involved removing the toenail, but when he performed at London's Rainbow Theatre weeks later, his boot would fill with blood during performances. London specialists diagnosed Bob Marley with a melanoma under his toenail, and their advice was clear: amputate the entire toe to stop the cancer from spreading. However, for Marley, whose energetic performances were a hallmark of his career, this was unimaginable. He chose a less invasive procedure in Miami instead, a skin excision and graft. Sadly, Bob Marley made a choice that hurt him. He had a rare kind of skin cancer called acral lentiginous melanoma, which shows up in places like the palms, soles, and under the nails. Even though this type of cancer is rare in people with darker skin, it happens more often in this form. Bob's family later said they had a history of this kind of cancer, which made Bob more likely to get it.